Friendships fading away is something many of us experience but rarely talk about. We expect love to come and go, but we don't always prepare for the reality that not all friendships last forever. What happens when people grow apart? When life takes you in different directions, and when holding on starts to feel like chasing something that no longer exists? Welcome to Short Stories with Lola. Let's dive into today's story. Growing up, I believed friendships were meant to last forever. We invest so much of ourselves in these relationships that the idea of them ending without a fight, without a clear reason, feels impossible. For me, that realization came slowly. I had a close-knit group of friends, people I thought would be my forever people. We met in high school, stayed tight through university, and even as we started our careers, we kept up our traditions. Group trips, long phone calls, the kind of friendship that felt unshakable. Then I moved away. It wasn't even that far, just a different city. I thought distance wouldn't matter, that we'd find a way to stay as connected as ever. And for a while we did, but life moved forward, and suddenly things weren't as easy as they used to be. At first it was small things, missed calls, unanswered texts, plans that never materialized. I kept making the effort, kept trying to hold on to what we had, thinking if I just reached out enough, we'd stay the same. But we weren't the same. One by one, I started noticing the shifts. Some friends became consumed with work, some prioritized romantic relationships, and others simply formed new, tighter circles, ones that no longer included me. They were moving on in ways I didn't fully understand. Conversations that once flowed so effortlessly now felt forced. We no longer laughed at the same jokes, related to the same struggles, or even saw the world the same way. See, I didn't want to accept it. I kept telling myself it was just a phase, that things would go back to normal if I just tried harder. I held on even when it was clear that they weren't holding on to. And that's when I realized something. I was chasing friendships that no longer existed. It wasn't about fights or betrayals. There was no big dramatic fallout. Just the slow, inevitable reality of people growing in different directions. And for a while, that hurt. I felt abandoned. I took it personally, like I had done something wrong. But over time, I started to see it differently. I mean, I'd always known that not all friendships were meant to last forever. But seeing it happen to me was not something I thought of. Some friendships are meant to shape us for a season, to give us joy, lessons, and memories that we carry on with us, even when the people themselves are no longer part of our everyday lives. So instead of resenting the distance, I started appreciating what we had. I let go of the expectations, the guilt, and the sadness. Instead of dwelling on who we weren't anymore, I held on to the good times, the late night talks, the inside jokes, the times we were exactly what each other needed. Now when I think of those friends, I don't feel bitterness. I feel gratitude. I don't think we talk about this enough. How friendships can end without anger. How people can drift without meaning to. And how it's okay. It doesn't mean the friendship wasn't real or meaningful. It just means life did what life always does. It moved forward. If you're struggling to hold on to a friendship that's slipping away, you don't have to. Don't fight for something that's already run its course. Let go with love. Cherish the good memories and make space for the new friendships that are waiting for you in this next season of life. I hope today's story reminds you that it's okay to outgrow friendships, that drifting apart doesn't erase the good times, and that letting go can be an act of love, not loss. This is Short Stories with Lola. Thank you for watching, listening, and sharing. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next week, stay blessed, cherish the memories, and make space for new connections.